Hey everyone, and welcome to another Plotty Time Minisode. This week you just got me again, Poppascotch, and I'm here to do a follow-up, a special episode. I did a Minisode with about 20 minutes in it for my first impressions of the PS5, so now I want to go through, and now I've had about a month with the PS5, so I want to go through, I want to talk about some pros, some cons, some things to look for, if you're still on the fence, if you should buy one, where we're at, how I feel about everything, what I'm wearing, stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to do the last one, but it's cool. You know, you can ask. Send us a message on Instagram or Twitter at PlottyTime. See, may play your card. Maybe you'll get us on the right day. I don't know. Dr. Scientist sends pictures. It's none of my business. None of my business. Any hoodles. So, looking at the PlayStation 5, over a month now since I've gotten it and played with it, and did a bunch of stuff with it. I have mostly, for this review, played and platinumed Spider-Man Miles Morales. I've also played quite a bit of Call of Duty, the Black Ops 2, the PlayStation 5. Both of these games are the PlayStation 5 versions of the game. They're not the scaled-down, quote-unquote, PlayStation 4 versions or whatever. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the pros. Starting off with the fact that it's just overall, it's a nice piece of tech. It has very robust, I don't know, specifications. I honestly don't give a shit about how many fucking T-flops it can do at all. I want the games to look good, and I want them to look better than the PS4, if for nothing else to justify the money I spent on this. I guess I should preface that as well. First of all, I'm not getting paid to do this review. Sony's not paying me. No one at PlayStation has contacted me whatsoever. This is of my own volition, and there's definitely things I like about it, things I don't like about it. But the important thing to also note here is that I bought the PlayStation 5, the disc-based version. I bought Miles Morales to start off, second controller, which I don't know really why, because I don't play with anybody else. Maybe like to use a different one while the first one's recharging, I guess, maybe. And then I bought the camera, which I thought I'd need for VR, and it turns out I don't. It's a whole separate adapter, which is okay, and I'll get to that as well. And I feel like there's something... Oh, I bought the new headset, which sounds good, and there's some definite improvements there. So, starting off with just the PlayStation 5, it's a good piece of tech. It works well. I did have issues in the beginning with crashing, and Chump Slap actually fixed it and walked me through it. He told me about the fact that if you have it set to shut itself off after X amount of time or whatever, then it might just do that as you're playing as well, and it'll just shut down. That happened to me when I was playing Spider-Man. Like, it just shut down, which was very confusing. But that has been since resolved. It looks good. It's a beautiful system. It's people are complaining about the size, and you know, for some people, that is a con. I like having it big on my TV stand right there in front of everything. It is the centerpiece of the room. I think it's beautiful, but I could completely understand if someone has limited space on a TV stand and it's too fucking big for that. I get it. I get how that could be very easily a con. The controller, the DualSense, is good. Overall, it's good. I did have some issues when I was originally playing with it kind of hitting into me or like protruding into my palms. If I was laying down, it'd be like my arms were pulling it away and it was uncomfortable. I haven't really noticed that much. Maybe I changed my posture. Maybe it's just nothing. I don't know. Whatever. More pros while we're at it. So the VR implementation is a nice touch. In order to use the PlayStation VR, you need to ask for an adapter. I think eventually they'll be for sale. They might already be for sale, but you can actually contact Sony and say, hey, here's the serial number of my PlayStation VR. Can you send an adapter? And they'll ship one out. I got mine within a week and a half. I did think it was weird, though, that I filled out the form, whatever, with my shipping information, my serial, whatever, and then I asked for it, and they said, all right, your thing's been submitted. We'll get in touch with you. And then I heard absolutely nothing for like a week, and then one day it just showed up. There was no email confirmation or anything like that, which is odd, but I guess I shouldn't complain because I got it anyway. So it's very nice that the PlayStation VR and most, if not all, VR titles can be played on the PlayStation 5. It's just a nice factor. I could just fire up the PlayStation 4. I have it in the same entertainment center. It's switching an HDMI. But honestly, I haven't started up my PlayStation 4 since I bought the PlayStation 5, except to play a couple Blu-rays. That's it. There's no other reason to go back to the PlayStation 4 at this point. I don't think I have a second PlayStation 4 in my bedroom. Yes, I have two PlayStation 4s, and honestly, I'll probably buy another PlayStation 5 once their smaller version comes out, or a Pro version. It's mostly just for a Blu-ray player in the bedroom, and the bedroom one's my launch title. That's my launch one that came out back in... Oh god, was it 2012? No. Was it? Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're not talking about the PlayStation 4. We're talking about the PlayStation 5. Also, pros, they give you a lot more privacy settings, which is very nice. And really just overall the GUI. The GUI's good. The GUI is good. It's taking me a lot longer than I thought it would to get used to the GUI. And by that I mean you hit the PlayStation button once, real quick, and it gives you... in the PlayStation 4, there's that side menu if you hold it. For this one, if you hold it, you go back to the main menu. For the new PlayStation 5, you hit it once and you get the side menu. You hold it and go to the main menu. PlayStation 4 was the opposite. That's what I'm trying to say. So the GUI's good. It's smooth. It's pretty. It sounds great. The only thing I don't like is there's no folders on the main page, and the main page is their version of whatever the cross-media bar is. It's very small in the top left-hand corner. I don't know if I'd like it better somewhere else, honestly. That might be the perfect spot for it. But I do wish I was able to customize it literally at all. That would be pretty rad. But I can't. So there's really no way for me to do that. So it's kind of a con. But for the most part, the GUI's good. And if I can't customize it or I can't create folders, it's not going to be that big of a deal. The ability to go into the store is very smooth. The ability to click on my library, see what I bought, what's installed, is very smooth. I can just two button click and I'm downloading a new game. The GUI's good. The GUI's real good. And it's a thing where the PlayStation 4 GUI now feels ancient. And that's just how I guess it works. But the one con about the GUI, and we're just going to go ahead and roll into cons here, is the trophy overlay. I don't like it. And this is my first con, but it could be me just being mistaken. I'm trying to click on the thing and see my trophies, but I don't like how it's laid out. I don't like how there's the trophies you can they're just in blocks in the bottom of the screen. I have to scroll all the way to the end, and the description is always cut off, which is fucking frustrating. It was so much better when it was horizontal and I could see the descriptions of everything, and it was easier to sort through. Maybe you could change it. Maybe I'm just being an idiot, so I'm not going to waste too much time on it. But I hate that about it. Some of the cons as well. There's a digital edition, a full-on digital, and then there's the disc-based. The digital is a straight-up $100 cheaper. But the big con about all of this is the storage is too small. Now, don't get me wrong. It's very, very nice to have a 1 terabyte solid-state drive in there. It's great to have a solid state. It makes everything load a billion times faster. But it has to be 2. It has to be at least 2 terabytes or it has to be 3 terabytes. I know in the consumer market right now, 2 terabyte and 3 terabyte are pretty expensive. $100 to $80 to $100 seems to be the hard drive price they always go with. And that's for the consumers. I'm sure they get a deal. I don't know why they're not creating their own by now, but they get a deal, I'm sure. But 1 terabyte gives you 825 usable gigabits, and I filled that up very quickly with migrating some PlayStation 4 games that I know I'm going to play, and with 3 PlayStation 5 games. I also did purchase Watch Dogs. Haven't played it yet. Starting tomorrow. Very excited about it. And I'll probably talk about it on the podcast. Maybe I talked about it by... No, I didn't talk about it by now. Next season, though, get back here. I'll talk about it. And then the you need 2 or 3 terabytes. Now, people are saying they're not cheap. Sure, they're not. But in the professional, IT, compute, and storage fields, I don't even know what we're up to now. I've definitely, for a fact, seen 12 terabytes SSD, the laptop size, the 3.5. And so I know it's at least 12 is out there. There's probably more by now. There's probably 20, 30 by now. Who knows? But They exist. They're out there. It's not just, it's got to be a price limitation because they're out there. Now, also, I went with the disc because I knew that I'd want to play some PlayStation 4 games just because my backlog was so big. For example, I have a disc of Doom Eternal. I played for, it said 2 hours. I think that's being generous. I want to go back and at least play the story. I just haven't had the chance or haven't really been in the mood. It's very nice. I can just pop that disc in my PlayStation 5. It'll download it. It'll play it. If I had the digital version, then I'd basically be fucked with every disc-based game. Now, if you are a person who basically said, well, to hell with discs back in the PS4 era, I commend you. Good. You're fine with a digital-only version. That's what you've been used to. You have no discs to play. It would kind of suck if someone for your birthday or whatever got you one, or Christmas that's coming up, if they got you a disc for the console and then you couldn't play it. This kind of leads me into another big con, which I hate, and I'm 95% sure this is the case, but why can't I buy games for other people? That is infuriating to me. Why can't I go to the PlayStation 4? Like for example, Scientist always bitches about the prices of games. He doesn't buy games unless they're like $5. So I would have loved to buy Toe Jam and Earl. Or we did a bit too, not too long ago, we were talking about Leisure Suit Larry. I would love to be able to buy Leisure Suit Larry on the store and give it to Chump Slap and hopefully make him play it. That would be fucking great. Steam has been doing this for years. I know a lot of people may not use it, sure, but I would love to have the opportunity to even try. I haven't extensively checked about if I can do this. I'm over 99% sure I can't. If I'm wrong, send us an email, plottytime@gmail.com, and I'll eat crow right here on the podcast. Anyway, so the other cons, they're big, they're problems. First off, the con, and I know this isn't anything to do about the PlayStation 5 itself, but the release was trash. I have a PlayStation 5. People have asked me, and I've told them I've had it. I've seen way more people be shocked I have one than ask me any other follow-up questions. And I don't know what to say. Sony sent me an email and said, hey, get on this list to pre-order. So I did it immediately. Then later, when it was closer to the pre-order date that they released, they're like, all right, you're going to have a window, and you have to get on and order it. It's like 2 hours. So I got it. I tried to buy it right away. Couldn't because it was too over encumbered. I waited a half hour, 45 minutes, got on, ordered everything I needed. That was it. Got it launch day. No problems. Everything shipped on launch day, or even for some of the accessories, shipped like the end of October. I had no issues. But now people are like, how'd you get one? Did you pay all that money on eBay? I was like, no, I pre-ordered one. Apparently, the pre-order lot was pretty fucking small because almost everyone I talked to does not have one. Chump Slap just recently got one, I think through Best Buy. Some of these retailers, they have like timed releases, which just get eaten up by bots. There's no mechanism in place to limit how many bots can buy them, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that people are buying 10, 20, 30 and selling them on eBay. It's disgusting, and it's wrong. And if you do that, you're a fucking scumbag. Now, if you get one, don't play it for a week, and you're like, I'm thinking I'm going to resell it. Yeah, go ahead. You know, even mark it up, whatever. But if you're buying them specifically for the purpose of resale, you're a piece of shit. Like, straight up. That is a Plotty Time official stance. You're a piece of shit. So, the release is garbage. I know that shouldn't factor into what I feel about it. But the other real problem with this whole thing is it is midway through December now. By the time you listen to this, it's going to be the end of December. But still, till then, there is absolutely no must-have PS5 game. I'm not talking about even an exclusive. Just any game that really shows off the system and is a good game. We just had Cyberpunk come out to a big, huge fucking wet fart on the Sony systems. Thought maybe that would be it, even though the PlayStation 5 quote-unquote graphic remake isn't coming out for another 6 months or whatever. But it's not. It's not a good game, apparently. I shouldn't say that. I haven't played it. I want to play it. I'm going to wait till the PlayStation 5 version comes out, but there's a lot of people talking about a lot of glitches out there, so maybe not pick it up just yet. The That's the big thing though. It's a must. There's no must-have game. There's nothing you need to buy a PlayStation 5 to play. So with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and roll into my final thoughts. And really, to summarize everything, it's you can wait. If there are gonna be parents, I guarantee you, there's gonna be parents who didn't buy anything. They just heard a new console was coming out. They go to buy it. They can't find it. They go to eBay. It's $1,000. They're pissed off. They have money. They need to make their kid happy. Whatever, they buy it. Those kids are then going to be bored with this within a week or two. Like, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe they'll play Spider-Man or whatever, but for the most part, they're going to be playing PlayStation 4 games on the PlayStation 5, and it's going to be a waste of, I wouldn't say a complete waste of money. Eventually it'll pay off, sure. But for now, that parent spent over $1,000 on one of these fucking things, and it's not worth $1,000. Sorry. 400? Fuck yeah. 1,000? No. But even then, my stance is basically if you have the money and you like new tech, then yeah, buy it. It'll be great. That's mostly what I did. I mean, I had the money. I could afford it. I like having the new console on launch day. It's just who I am. If I didn't get it, I'd probably be mad about it, and then I'd be really mad when I got it and played it because there's nothing super special about it just yet. So if you have the money, go for it. Honestly, go for it. It's not a bad system. You can still play all your PlayStation, well, not all your PlayStation 4 games, but most of your PlayStation 4 games on it. The ease of the digital library makes everything very nice. You can just download those PlayStation purchases you made digitally, put them right on there. You can put it in discs, put them right on there and play it. I am very, very confused about their marketing for PlayStation Now. I think it's very bad. Their marketing for PlayStation Now is trash. There's no money put into it because, I mean, you have people who have been playing PlayStation for years, and you ask them what's PlayStation Now, and they're like, I don't know, or I don't know, that's some game thing. I don't know what it is. If your people who are playing your console every day don't know what that is, that's a problem. I personally have been using PlayStation Now for over a year, and I would love to say I played millions of games, but I really haven't played that many. I got it as a deal. It was like $40 for a year. I figure, fuck it, I'll play a game. It'll be worth it. I think I played one. The issue I had originally when they were beta testing it was streaming was lagging and shitty, but now you can download most of the games and play them right off your system, so there's no... It's mostly just a flat fee to rent a bunch of legacy games. Some games, good games come in, and you can check them out and play them right away. I know Control was on there for a minute. I don't know if it still is. But there's some great games, and they need to get the fuck out there with PlayStation Now. And maybe, I don't know, give people like a couple free weeks or something to get them used to it, because people will buy it. It looks as if, and this could be completely wrong, but it looks as though they are positioning PlayStation Now to be the Xbox Game Pass version, but that's kind of muddled and confused because of the PlayStation Plus collection that came out. Their marketing is just wild. Everything is peas. And it's just... It's not clear to the people who own the console and play it every day, which is a problem. You need to fix that. Maybe name it something else. Maybe don't put PlayStation in front of it. I know that sounds crazy because that's the brand you're building, but that makes people think they absolutely have to have a PlayStation to play it. You do not need a PlayStation to play PlayStation Now. You can do it online. There's an app for it that you can put on your computer and you can play it. You don't need a PlayStation, which I guarantee you people don't know. I've had my work set up in here because I've been working remotely since the pandemic started, and next to it is my regular desktop computer I always use, and that I've been dicking around on that playing PlayStation 4 games once in a while here and there when it's a little slow. But I guarantee you most people don't even know you can do that. But you can. You can just plug in your controller to your computer and use it for PlayStation 4 games. It's very confusing is why they're marketing so bad on this. But anyway, let's go ahead and land this. The one big thing that also concerns me about the PlayStation 5 is one day with all these always-on games, this thing might become obsolete. Honestly, like there might be a day where if it can't authenticate with the server, it just trashes the console. I don't want to think that'll happen. I want to think that eventually, like someday, maybe 15 years down the line when we're on PlayStation 7 or some shit, they'll just unlock it so you can use it as a retro console. But that's kind of what it seems like. I'm just waiting for I don't know if it's going to be Sony, I don't know if it's going to be Xbox, but one of them is going to come out with a console that's more modular. Like, you can buy graphic upgrades and slide them in, or you can buy hard drive upgrades and just, like, attach it to the system. And at that point, we're all going to be like, why aren't we just buying PCs at this point? There's going to be a weird mix. It's going to happen one day, I guarantee it. So, landing it, final thoughts. If you have the money, go for it. I don't think you'll regret it. I don't regret it, despite what I've been saying. I'm glad I have it. It's nice. It's great. There's going to be great games eventually. I'm glad I have it, so when a great game does come out, I can play it. But in reality, if you're saving up money, if you're on the fence, you just wait. Just wait. Save some more cash so you can get a better game set up. Just wait. But it's good. It's good. Maybe in a year or 2 years, I'll come and revisit this and talk about what's happened since. I'm sure from the beginning of it to the end, there's going to be changes, updates, fixes, stuff like that, and it'll get better. It'll only get better. So that's my final thought. If you have the money, go for it. If you are stretching or on the fence, you can wait. It's fine. If you just want to have the new tech, go for it. That's about it. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear you PlayStation 5 owners out there. How do you feel? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Am I a complete fucking idiot? If you have a lot of words about why I'm an idiot, go ahead and send that email to plottytime@gmail.com. We have a 100% guaranteed response rate. If you call me out, I will respond. If you want to get to us faster on the socials, head over to @plottytime on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to see our logo while you listen to it, go to YouTube. Like and subscribe there. It really helps us out when you do that. We'd really appreciate it. So that's it for me. PlayStation 5. Worth it if you got the cash. Otherwise, you can wait. Overall, pretty worth it. That's my final thought. You guys, I'm done. We'll talk to you later. Peace.